Okay.
Hello, welcome to Sid and Millie Chats.
I'm Sid.
I'm Millie, and we invite you to be a fly on our wall. Today we'll be chatting about,
Tamasha.
yes, a local restaurant that we went to tonight. We just got back from eating there, and yeah, we figured why not do a little review, our first little restaurant review.
Yeah, love that, Millie. So I guess to preface, that was a modern elevated Indian
hmm
restaurant that we went to.
What was the name again?
Tamasha.
Tamasha Modern Indian.
Yep.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, they kind of talked about how their menu was just supposed to be elevated versions, I guess, of
hmm
traditional Indian food.
Yeah.
Um, so I would actually have to probably pull up the menu really quick to say what we got.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. You want to do that really quick, and we can talk a little bit more about like the exterior and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
think yeah, like the overall the ambiance in the restaurant was really cool. They had like nice light music going on in the background. It wasn't like overbearing, wasn't like anything too crazy. It was just
Yeah.
like perfect. They had like really cool light fixtures in the inside. What
Yes.
was the one that you pointed out? Something cool you said about that light fixture. You could see like the
Oh, the coils. You could see the
yeah,
coils. They were like dark orange
yeah,
and
which
it
was
was
really
just
cool.
in this clear bulb
Yeah.
basically. So it was, yeah, a really cool chandelier. It had a bunch of them going around.
Facts, yeah. And I mean, like, once we like checked in at the restaurant, they took our coats. There was like coat check, which was like really cool. Again, kind of leading into that like elevated
Mm-hmm.
experience. And then like the chairs that we sat in were really comfortable. They were
Yes.
like nice cushion chairs. So again, like these are like just like little things, but like if you're gonna like charge
Go
elevated
out and
prices, yeah, that's
yes.
what you really want to like see in.
Yeah, you want to be comfortable. You want to
hmm
have a nice wait staff. Like that, we had some amazing recommendations from our waiter.
Yeah, facts,
He really
facts.
probably
Shout out
made
to
our
Marco.
yes made our experience 10 times better because a lot of the things we looked at on the menu were I don't even know what that
Right,
is,
right, yeah.
which you know.
Kind of leans into how authentic the food
Hmm.
was. Like it wasn't like, you couldn't just point at the menu and be like, oh, I'm just
I know
grabbing
what this
this.
is.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
lot of it was like authentic, like food that needed to be explained if you weren't
Hmm.
familiar with it. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And that was just made the experience even
hmm
better
definitely.
because we had someone who was excited to talk about the food, was
Right.
excited about the restaurant.
Right,
Yep,
excited to tell us like what his favorites were, like
yes.
recommendations. So that was like
Mm-hmm.
really
Just
cool.
always makes the experience at a restaurant that much better.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, checked in multiple times about like food allergies, like
Mm-hmm.
any like food restrictions, and definitely like showed us and offered up different like both vegan and non-vegan options,
Yep.
which was like really cool. Like obviously we don't have any food restrictions, obviously, which like we're lucky enough to like have
Yeah.
that. But it's obviously important to have like wait staff that's constantly checking in. So
Yeah, absolutely. And even recommending those vegetarian or
hmm
vegan options that they have on the
right.
menu because a lot of people who are carnivores in the world,
hmm
they aren't necessarily going to look at, I mean, even we looked at the recommendations that were vegetarian and we were like, "Oh, there's no protein in this."
right.
No
Yeah.
animal protein, I
Right.
guess, but
At least.
obviously a
Yeah.
lot of vegetarian options have a decent amount of protein in them. But
Right.
we look at that and we're like, okay, there's no chicken, there's no
Yeah.
beef or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
It's not going to be a top option that you're thinking about. So it's cool to have a waiter who is a carnivore, eats meat, and still recommends those vegetarian options.
Right, 100%. That was definitely really cool. And yeah, bro was just excited to like
Yeah.
explain like the menu and everything, which was
Hmm.
really good. So yeah, do you want to get into what we actually ate for like our appetizers and stuff? I guess first our drinks.
Yeah, for drinks, I got to start the Queen's Necklace,
Yep.
which
And I got the Carolina
collab.
collab. Yeah.
Yeah, so yours was more of like an espresso martini.
Right.
Had like
Yeah.
some orange notes in it, which was really
Yeah.
good. It was like a
Really
very
good.
rich espresso.
Mm-hmm.
It was bomb. That was my second drink because it was so
Yeah.
good.
Facts. And your first one, the Queen's
The
Necklace.
Queen's Necklace, it was a very like fruity. I think it had hibiscus in it, so it was
Yeah.
kind of
It
like
had
that
like that
nice
purple color.
light, yeah, purple color. It was
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. And yeah, it was like a nice light, fruity kind of tart drink that was just like it would be so good in the summertime
Yeah,
for
true,
sure.
true.
Very summery drink.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then your second drink, or should we talk about? We kind of talk about
No,
it.
yeah. What was my second drink?
The smoky one.
Oh, yeah, right. That was the I forgot the name of that though. It was the pear something.
Oh, right.
Something pear.
It was
Pear
the perfect pair.
perfect pear. That's the one. Yeah, that was phenomenal. That was a really good drink, and they did the antics with the
It was smoked.
yeah.
So it was like in the I don't know what it's called, but like on the little stand
Little
with the
Beauty and the Beast container.
yes, like where the
Where
rose
they put the
goes.
rose. One of
That was
those
what I
things.
was thinking about too.
And
Where
they
I
had
was
the
like,
drink
what is
there
that
instead of
called?
the rose.
Right. And there was like smoke like billowing in there basically.
Right.
And so when he lifted the glass cover, it was just like a very smoky, like it was cool. We'll put the video at the end, of course.
For sure. So yeah, that was really good.
So that was your second drink.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on that?
Yeah,
Any like super prevalent like pear notes or anything?
I mean, it was good. I honestly, yes, yeah, it was a good drink. I would recommend it. I don't know. I don't know what if I got any like hints per se because there was like the ginger thing on the top as well.
Right.
You know how it is when you're like smelling like a
smoky?
strong. Yeah. Okay. Yes, the drink
just
was
looking
very
for any
smoky.
of that.
Yeah. No. All right. Hey, that's my bad. No. Yeah. It was very smoky. It was very smooth. It was light. It was a great drink. It was kind of like almost like a pear old fashioned.
It did kind of give old fashioned vibes,
right? Because it had like the huge ice cube, and it was a more like strong drink. It wasn't like, as like I guess fruity,
right?
Yeah, but yeah, it was really good, and the antics were phenomenal.
Very cool,
top tier.
Yeah. So those were the drinks
drink
that we
aspect,
got, like at least at the beginning, and then obviously
Right.
we had the port at the end, which
Right.
we love.
Yeah, I love a good port always. But yeah, okay. So what about our appetizers?
So our appetizers, I guess the first thing we could note were the pork belly bao buns.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. The pork belly bao buns were, I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
12 hours slow cooked and seared pork belly.
Yeah. And I mean, you can tell. I mean, it just fell apart. It was delicious.
So
the flavor,
tender.
yeah, very tender. The flavor profiles,
like the spices, it all just like married together very, very
perfectly,
well. So they had like the what was it? Like a it was a chili dip. So it was a chili dip that we put on top, and that was also like
just so
like, good.
Yeah, like all of the flavors just like they complemented each other perfectly. The bao was steamed perfectly.
The fluffy texture of the bao was so good. And then like we kind of had to DIY it, like build it ourselves. It all came kind of deconstructed. It was cool. Like it was cool because then like the bao isn't gonna be like soggy with whatever the sauce is. Like so they're kind of keeping that quality as well as it's coming to the table.
Wow, I didn't even think about that, but that is a really good point.
Just thought about it.
No, that was really true. And then the do you know the name of that other thing that we got? So this was the recommendation we got from our waiter, Marco.
Yes, so it was the dahi ke kebab.
Okay.
That was, I mean, we weren't even, when I think of a kebab, I'm thinking of like a skewer sort of thing. But it was like it's a yogurt croquette So it's like fried. It had like a filling. It was like a very smooth, like almost goat cheesy type. It
Yes,
doesn't have
yes.
goat cheese in it, I found, but it kind of tasted like goat cheese, and it was like
Okay.
fried in this
Yeah.
like, I don't know, little dough casing, and it was so crispy, and the middle was so like smooth and
Yeah, it
oh.
was like the perfect texture combination because the outside was so crispy and
Mm-hmm.
like that like nice crunch, and then the inside had like that like very smooth consistency, and it was like gave you nice hints of like curry, nice hints
Yeah.
of like again like great spices, perfect seasoning. And
Yes.
then like yeah, the mixture of the like more liquid inside with the
Mm-hmm.
crunchy outside. The
It was
combination
so
was just,
good.
yeah, it was
And then the sauce
sensational.
on the bottom had
Oh,
kind of like
wow.
that like bite to it, a little bit of
Right.
spice,
Yeah.
which like even elevated it
Even
further.
more, right. Because you could have it really with or without. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I almost didn't want to take my portion off the serving plate because
Right.
I wanted it to be in that sauce so that I could
Mm-hmm.
get the full experience of like
Yes.
all of it
All of the
together.
flavors together. Yeah.
So yeah, the appetizers, the ones that we had, obviously, 10
Yeah.
out of 10.
Ten.
They were phenomenal.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Um,
Um,
so then going into what we had for our main dishes.
yes, for the main dishes, okay. So we had, I guess I ordered the mushrooms paradise, which
Okay.
was lion's mane, mini king oyster, beach mushroom, mushroom sauce, and then a bahara millet risotto.
Okay. Wow.
So like 4 or 5 different kinds of mushrooms,
Right.
which were all phenomenal. Like
Right.
the lion's mane was like a very meaty, like very
Mm-hmm.
like flavorful mushroom.
Right.
And then the mushroom or the bahara risotto was, I don't know, they gave us like the Michelin star promise basically
Right.
about
Yeah.
it. Like it's gonna be perfect every single time they make it. And it
Yeah.
was phenomenal. The
It
texture
was.
was great, the flavor was great, like the mix with the mushrooms
Mm-hmm.
and like the mushroom sauce was just like a nice merriment like in your mouth.
Right. Yeah. And what was it he said about all the mushrooms too? Weren't they
Oh,
like
they're like locally foraged mushrooms, which
right.
also is just like
We love
even
that. I
better. We
mean,
do love
yeah,
that.
anything that's locally sourced is always gonna like taste better. It's gonna have like more of that like
Authentic.
mhm.
Yeah. And like also just like the knowledge that it's local also
Right.
just like makes it that much better.
100%. And then I ended up
You
getting
had the Murg Pasanda,
right.
which was a chicken breast with almonds, cashew nuts, poppy seeds, caramelized onion.
Yeah.
So it was like the chicken breast in this like sauce.
It was just like yeah, it was
and
like
then
a
you
chicken
had the
breast
butter naan on the
in
side.
an ocean of curry.
Yeah.
And, like I kid you not, like I mean, it honestly was kind of reminiscent. You remember when we watched like Food Wars back in the day? That's what it reminded me of because like the aroma of the plate, the presentation was like phenomenal.
Yes.
And then the chicken was unbelievably moist. The chicken breast itself was seasoned like
yeah.
unbelievably. I know he gave us the whole spiel about like the spice blend and all the thing, but you could tell that like this chicken had gotten some serious attention. Yeah. If not in its life, in the afterlife for sure. And so that again paired with this like soup of curry, it was amazing. I mean, the curry had a beautiful texture, beautiful flavor. It wasn't too spicy, wasn't too mild. Like I had the light dab of sweats on my forehead, but my mouth wasn't burning. Right. It was just phenomenal. And then the naan.
Oh yes.
The butter naan was just perfect. I mean, it paired just beautifully. I mean, dipping it in the curry took it to the next level. Yeah. So yeah, it was just phenomenal head to toe. Did you have anything to add on that? You tried.
I mean, I had the one bite of the chicken, and then like the one.
That's my bad. You can have some of the leftovers.
I didn't really try that much either.
Yeah,
So,
facts.
um,
I only got one bite too. Let the record show.
I offered multiple though. um, but yeah, I mean, the bite that I had, the chicken was super moist. That's
Yeah,
something definitely that, is very important when you're ordering a chicken dish. If you want to
yeah,
like enjoy the chicken, but also enjoy like what you're having with it.
right.
The like, I feel like the moisture of the chicken definitely
Is
makes a big
important, especially with
difference.
chicken breast. I mean,
Yeah,
like if the piece is
yes.
too thick or if it's like cooked for too long, it's
Right.
always going to dry out. But
Yeah.
that just wasn't the problem.
Was not the case at
Not
all.
at
And that
all.
definitely like pushed the dish even further along.
100%. Yeah, because I mean, you could like the chicken was almost soaking up the curry. So when I was taking bites of the chicken, I could almost scoop up curry with the
Mm.
chicken in my bite, and I mean,
Wow, yeah.
wow, yeah, those leftovers are in trouble.
Dinner later.
Yeah,
Second
yeah,
dinner.
second dinner. Yeah, we'll see. It's early right now. So yeah, those were our entrees. So really, last thing really is the dessert to get
Dessert.
into.
Hmm. Oh, and we didn't even mention,
Mm,
obviously we went to celebrate your birthday. We got
yeah.
little like celebration champagne glasses as
Hmm.
well, which I
Yeah.
don't even know what it was specifically. He said it was like something that it's like their
In-house.
specific.
Yeah, it was some in-house
Um,
champagne or
it was
something.
so amazing.
It was like lavender infused or
Yeah, or
something.
something, but
I
like it
don't
was
know.
so unique. And like the first sip, I was like, this is, and
Right.
I don't really even like bubbly
I was just about to
drinks.
say, you're not a
And it
bubbly
was
gal. Like, you're not a fan of that.
not a bubbly girly,
Um,
for drinks at
right,
least.
right, right.
um, and that was like a phenomenal little like
Mm.
glass of champagne.
Mm.
Like the bubbles were super small.
Yeah, yeah,
um,
exactly.
so yeah, that was another thing.
Nice little just like touch. I mean,
Hmm.
anytime a restaurant's going to throw you something complimentary, it's always going to elevate your experience a little bit.
Exactly.
And that was nice. Like every single person, they knew that we were like celebrating because they had like asked in the reservation if there was a
Hmm.
celebration, which you had
Of course.
answered on. But like due to that, like it just kind of curated the experience. Like they said it
Yeah,
multiple times. Didn't do anything over the top, which I
right.
appreciate. We got to meet the owner, which was
Yeah,
really
which was
cool.
also cool.
So yeah, that was just it was a like like really
It
cool
was so good.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
can't forget that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
to
Oh, the dessert.
continue on,
Yeah.
yes, you were gonna mention the dessert, which was
Right.
like the chocolate.
It was like some like chocolate lava cake or something,
Right,
right?
but it was like a limited edition
Right. Yeah. That
chocolate affair.
was
So it was a
yeah.
chocolate cake,
Hmm.
but it was more of like almost like a chocolate lava cake almost
Right.
shape. And it
Yeah.
had like the chocolate sauce on top.
And
And then
definitely.
yeah, it had like raspberry, like a raspberry compote, and then they put like a frozen raspberry on top,
Hmm.
which was a really good touch actually because it added like a bit of texture, which
Facts.
was
It really
nice.
did.
Um
Also a little ice cream.
and then it had the black lava salt vanilla bean gelato on the
Right.
side as well, which was nice. Like
Yeah.
it was also, I was just thinking, it was cool that they put it on the side because the chocolate cake was obviously warm.
Right.
So it's like they put it on the side to keep it from melting super fast if
Exactly.
they had like thrown it on
On
top.
top.
So that is like another just like very thoughtful piece of what like they've done there. Like
100%. Like you could almost tell that like the person behind the dishes has like tried the dishes
mm-hmm.
themselves, which I think is important because if you are gonna be serving something, eating it is
Right.
important because then you'll know like what ways to make it better to elevate the
Mm-hmm.
experience for the consumer.
Yeah,
And they
absolutely.
definitely did that with, like you said, the little touch with the frozen strawberry,
Mm-hmm.
putting the ice
Raspberry.
cream, the raspberry, then putting the like the scoop of ice cream on top of the little graham cracker like mound, so it stayed
Yes.
in place on the plate.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So many like very thoughtful little touches.
details,
Yeah.
yeah. And that was one of the things that the owner said that whenever he came over to our table is that he wanted like the people who were dining at his restaurant to feel like they were important, like their experience was
Yes.
important. And he feels like if you can create that interaction, everything else will fall into place.
Yeah.
And I think that it kind of speaks volumes to just like human nature in general.
Hmm.
Like it's just so
Yeah,
important to
that's so
just,
true.
you know, the little things are important. They add up and can really elevate.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
like your experience.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. In
100%.
life and like in the things that
In your
you,
dining
yeah,
experience.
exactly.
Yeah.
At
Um,
Tamasha.
yeah, Tamasha. So
This is not a paid ad.
yeah, not at all. So that was just our review on our dinner tonight at Tamasha Modern Indian Restaurant. If you made it this far, thanks for tuning in and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm ready.
Who's that pretty fair? Thank you. Enjoy. Hit up close.
See the first sip.
I'm just kidding. No, it's really good.
Thanks for watching.